Journeying back to the moon got a bit more real for the 4 astronauts of the Artemis 2 mission. On August 8th, for the first time as a full crew, they got an up-close look at their ticket to space, the crew module of the Orion spacecraft.
Artemis 2 is the first time we're putting humans in this, but we're not doing it for Artemis 2. We're doing it to watch our friends walk on the moon in a sustained presence.
But NASA and its partners aren't the only ones with their eyes on the lunar prize. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said during a press conference Tuesday afternoon that the U.S. is very much in a space race with China. He says it's important for the U.S. to put humans on the South Pole first to establish the ideals of the Artemis Accords.
Those ideals that we have the peaceful and cooperative uses of space together internationally. That's basically the framework of the Artemis Accords. So naturally, I don't want China to get to the South Pole first with humans and then say, this is ours, stay out, like they've done with the Spratly Islands.
Nelson says reaching the South Pole is not only important for resources, but also strategy.
The South Pole of the moon is pockmarked with deep craters. And because of the angle of the sun coming in, most of those craters are in total darkness the entire time. So it lessens the amount of area that you can actually land on and utilize. And if indeed we find water in abundance there that could be utilized for future crews and spacecraft, we want to make sure that that's available to all, not just to one that's claiming it.
But getting humans back to the moon is not without its challenges. Jim Free, the Associate Administrator for Exploration Systems Development Mission Directorate, says NASA is still on a path to launch the Artemis 2 mission in November 2024, but there are some hurdles ahead.
We do have a number of weeks of risk to that date. The crew module is the critical path right now. We have to get the crew module assembled and tested and then mated with the service module, then turn it over to the ground system folks here for processing.
The path to the moon landing on the Artemis 3 mission has even more X factors. A big one of those is the readiness of SpaceX's Starship rocket, which will serve as the human landing system to bring astronauts down to the lunar surface. He says they have an early development schedule for the HLS version of Starship, but don't have enough information yet.
We really are trying to get in the details of that schedule because when we come up with a date, December of 25 or whatever that date might be, we want to have confidence for our teams that we all have a realistic path to get there.
Free added that Starship needs to launch a number of successful test missions before the Artemis 3 mission. Those launches include both the ship-to-ship fuel transfer in low Earth orbit, as well as an uncrewed landing demonstration on the surface of the moon.
The Starship doesn't exist by itself. There's interfaces for our suits, so our suits contractor has to understand the interface and the design and the emulators and simulators that are ready for that. Similarly for Orion, we need that interface to be worked.
He also noted that if there ends up being too many delays with things like Starship or the spacesuits, the Artemis 3 mission may look fairly different.
We may end up, flying a different mission if that's the case. If we have these big slips out, we've looked at can we do other missions if the possibility exists there.
Despite the challenges ahead, those at Kennedy Space Center say it's crucial to push ahead to build a good cadence of flights with the goal of eventually reaching Mars.
Artemis 2 is the tiniest footnote in the Artemis campaign, and that is really what we believe. And every day that we go to work, we're looking at this vehicle for the future. We're not looking at this vehicle for Artemis 2, and that means a lot to us.
For Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.